Can you believe it? A factory that can swallow over 10,000 tons of steel and rise from nothing in less than 24 months. But that's only the surface. Right now, inside the semi-factory of Tesla, massive 4,680 battery packs are being assembled to deliver up to 1.2 megawatts of charging power. Enough to power an entire neighborhood, yet compressed into a single truck. And Tesla isn't stopping there. They're making an extreme bet: 50,000 semi-trucks per year. So what is really happening inside this factory? Why do the production lines here seem to fly? And why are traditional trucking giants holding their breath watching it? Let's step inside, right now. The first thing that quietly breaks your expectations isn't on the factory floor. It's above your head. Inside this new Tesla semi-factory, Tesla has turned the ceiling into a fully active production layer. Overhead carriers move entire vehicle modules weighing over 10,000 pounds, not just transporting them, but positioning them with precision down to plus or minus 0.5 millimeters. That level of accuracy doesn't just look impressive, it eliminates entire categories of industrial inefficiency. No forklifts, no cranes, no manual repositioning delays, which in traditional plants can account for up to 15% of total assembly time. But the real breakthrough is spatial. Traditional factories are trapped in two dimensions, where every process competes for limited floor space. Tesla adds a third dimension, unlocking a 30 to 40% reduction in required factory footprint for the same production output. That directly lowers capital cost per unit capacity, one of the hardest economic levers to optimize in automotive manufacturing. Then comes workflow efficiency. With modules suspended, workers and robots gain full 360-degree access, 6 directions simultaneously. No waiting to rotate parts, no blocked access. This alone boosts station-level productivity by around 25%, cutting assembly time per station by roughly 20 to 25% without increasing labor speed, just by eliminating idle time. And most critically, resilience. If one station fails, modules don't stop, they reroute. The system dynamically bypasses bottlenecks, maintaining continuous flow. That's how Tesla targets over 90% OEE. While most traditional automotive plants operate in the 75 to 85% range due to stoppages and linear dependencies. So the question becomes unavoidable. If your production line can move around problems instead of stopping for them, is it even a line anymore? Now as you move deeper inside, something even more radical appears, and it's almost invisible. For over a century, vehicles have been built in a straight line. One step follows another. One delay stops everything. Tesla walks away from that entirely. Instead, this factory operates on a modular, parallel architecture, an evolution of what many describe as the unboxed process. The cabin, chassis, drivetrain, and battery systems are built simultaneously in separate zones, only converging at the final marriage point. This changes the math of production. Work no longer queues behind previous steps. Multiple teams operate at once. Throughput increases without extending physical line length. In traditional systems, scaling means making the line longer or faster, both capital-intensive and operationally fragile. Here, scaling means adding parallel modules. That's why Tesla can target tens of thousands of units annually, with long-term ambitions of around 50,000 heavy-duty trucks per year, without hitting the physical constraints that limit manufacturers like Daimler Truck or Volvo Trucks. So the deeper question emerges. If production becomes parallel instead of sequential, what is the real limit of manufacturing speed? As you continue forward, you reach what used to be Tesla's biggest constraint: battery supply. For years, the delay of the Semi wasn't design, it was energy storage. That bottleneck is now structurally removed. By producing 4,680 battery cells directly at Gigafactory Nevada and feeding them into the Semi line in near real time, Tesla eliminates external dependency. More importantly, it uses dry electrode technology, a process that reduces energy consumption and cuts up to 50% of equipment investment and 70% of factory footprint in battery production. The impact is measurable. Higher throughput enables large-scale truck production. Lower cost per kilowatt-hour makes heavy-duty EVs economically viable at scale. For a truck with an estimated 800 to 1,000 kilowatt-hour battery pack, this is the difference between a niche product and a commercially dominant platform. And Tesla doesn't just install batteries, it builds the vehicle around them. The Semi uses 3 battery packs arranged low between the axles, lowering the center of gravity by roughly 20% compared to diesel trucks. That significantly reduces rollover risk, critical when jackknifing accounts for over 10% of heavy truck accidents. As you approach the end of the line, Tesla adds something most manufacturers avoid: extreme validation. Every semi is tested under megawatt level charging, up to approximately 1.2 megawatts. This is not theoretical, it's real-world stress. At that power level, thermal management becomes the central challenge. Heat, connector durability, system stability, everything is pushed to its limit. Tesla validates every truck under these conditions before delivery. The results are operationally critical. The semi can charge from roughly 5% to 70% in about 30 minutes, perfectly aligned with mandatory driver rest periods after long-haul driving cycles. That alone makes electric trucking viable without disrupting logistics schedules. And thanks to regenerative braking, up to 80% of braking force is handled electrically, extending brake life by 2 to 3 times compared to traditional trucks. Because in this industry, downtime isn't just inconvenient, it's expensive. Operators can lose thousands of dollars per day per truck. Tesla isn't asking, does it work? It's asking, can it survive the worst-case scenario before it leaves the factory? Now step outside for a moment. Because the next breakthrough doesn't sit inside a building. The Semi-Factory and Gigafactory Nevada operate as one continuous system, not for convenience, but to eliminate time. Battery cells, stamped metal, injection-molded components, they aren't shipped, they flow. Tesla replaces truck-based logistics with direct transport systems, removing warehouses, inventory buffers, and transport delays entirely. In traditional manufacturing, parts can sit idle for days or even weeks, whereas here the goal is to achieve near-zero delay, where components move directly from production to transfer and immediately into assembly without interruption. This eliminates non-value-added time, periods where nothing is built, yet costs continue to accumulate. The result is profound. 2 factories functioning as a single machine. Moving back inside, you notice the robots, but they're not what you'd expect. Traditional automotive robots are rigid, one task, forever. Tesla shifts toward adaptive systems, robots that can change tools, switch roles, and evolve with the product. This flexibility matters more than it seems. Vehicle designs change constantly. In most factories, that means months of expensive retooling. Here, robots are reprogrammed instead of replaced. Production lines adapt without full redesigns. Future upgrades are integrated faster and at lower cost. This transforms the factory from a static asset into a programmable system. When you step back and look at everything together, the 3D production system, parallel assembly, real-time supply integration, in-house battery production, megawatt validation, adaptive robotics, and iterative factory design, you realize something fundamental. This isn't just a better factory. It's a system designed to eliminate time, collapse cost, and scale faster than anything in heavy industry today. And that leaves one final question hanging in the air. When a system like this scales globally, what happens to an entire industry built on slower, more rigid, and more expensive rules? So, how is a Tesla Semi actually built inside this factory? To understand the Tesla Semi, you have to forget everything Henry Ford taught the industry about the assembly line. Because Tesla's factory isn't a line, it's a 3D system engineered to compress time, space, and cost. Stage 1, cabin, starting with a complete module. The process doesn't begin with a bare frame crawling down a conveyor belt like in legacy factories. Instead, the Semi's cabin is assembled early as a nearly complete module. Structurally, this includes the core frame, mounting points, and initial systems integration. By doing this up front, Tesla removes one of the most complex and delay-prone stages from the main assembly flow. But here's the twist. The moment the cabin is ready, it doesn't stay on the ground. It gets lifted into an overhead carrier system. That single decision fundamentally changes factory dynamics. In traditional plants, large structures clog floor space, forcing everything else to root around them. Here, Tesla separates complexity vertically, not horizontally. The result is measurable: fewer bottlenecks, smoother flow, and a reduction in idle time between stations. And that leads directly to the system that makes all of this possible. Stage 2. The flying production line, a 3D logistics system. Look up, and you'll see the real backbone of the factory. Suspended carriers move massive assemblies, some exceeding 10,000 pounds over 4,500 kilograms, through a continuous loop above the factory floor. But this isn't just transport. These carriers position each module with a precision of around plus or minus 0.5 millimeters, eliminating the need for forklifts, cranes, or manual alignment tools. Now consider what that means in practice. In a conventional truck factory, repositioning a heavy component can take several minutes and multiple operators. Here, it happens automatically, at speeds of roughly 1 to 2 meters per second. That alone can double transfer efficiency between stations. More importantly, this system unlocks access. Workers and robots can approach the same component from 6 directions simultaneously: top, bottom, sides, front, and rear. Tesla estimates this reduces assembly time per station by roughly 20 to 25%, not because people are working faster, but because they're no longer waiting. And then comes the most underrated advantage: resilience. If one station goes down, the system doesn't stop. It reroutes. Modules can bypass the issue or shift to a parallel line, maintaining overall equipment effectiveness, OEE, close to or above 90%, a level most automotive plants struggle to sustain. But moving parts efficiently is only half the story. The real question is, what are these parts actually becoming? Stage 3, battery marriage, the structural heart of the truck. This is where the identity of the semi is defined. At a dedicated station, 3 massive battery packs are installed directly into the chassis. Unlike passenger EVs, where battery packs are flat skateboards, the Semi uses cube-like packs designed for maximum energy density within a constrained volume. Each truck integrates 3 packs operating in parallel. Combined, they are estimated to deliver enough energy for up to 500 miles, around 800 kilometers of range in the long-range variant. That's not just a spec, it's a design constraint that shapes everything else. The installation process is precise. High-torque tools secure the packs with exact force calibration, ensuring structural integrity under extreme loads. And because the batteries are so heavy, their placement directly affects weight distribution, stability, and handling. This is the key insight. The battery is not just a power source. It is the architecture. Everything, from frame geometry to suspension tuning, is built around it. And once the energy core is locked in, the rest of the machine begins to take shape. Stage 4, modular assembly, building in parallel, not sequence. Instead of adding thousands of small parts one by one, Tesla assembles large subsystems independently. Drive axles, steering systems, pneumatic components, and structural elements are built as complete modules and then integrated. This reduces the total number of assembly steps dramatically. In traditional truck manufacturing, you might see hundreds of sequential operations. Here, many of those steps happen simultaneously in parallel zones. The impact is clear. Fewer steps mean fewer chances for error, faster cycle times, and easier automation. It also makes scaling more efficient. Rather than extending a single line, Tesla can replicate module stations to increase output. One of the reasons the factory is targeting tens of thousands of units per year, eventually aiming for around 50,000 trucks annually. And as the physical structure nears completion, attention shifts from building to durability. Stage 5, coating and finishing, built for continuous load. Unlike passenger vehicles, trucks don't get breaks. They operate under constant stress, long distances, and harsh conditions. That's why the coating stage is not just cosmetic, it's functional. Each Semi is treated with corrosion-resistant coatings designed to withstand years of heavy-duty use. The materials and processes are closer to industrial equipment standards than consumer vehicles. This stage ensures that the truck can maintain structural integrity over hundreds of thousands of miles. Because in logistics, downtime is not an inconvenience, it's a direct financial loss. And before any vehicle leaves the line, it faces one final test. Stage 6, light tunnel, precision quality control. At the end of the assembly line, every truck passes through a high-intensity inspection system known as the light tunnel. Bright, controlled lighting exposes even the smallest surface imperfections, defects that might be invisible under normal conditions. But this isn't just about aesthetics, it's about consistency. At scale, maintaining uniform quality is one of the hardest challenges in manufacturing. This system acts as both a filter and a feedback loop, catching issues before delivery and feeding data back into the production system. It's also symbolic. After moving through a highly automated, high-speed process, this is the moment where everything is verified. And then, the product reveals its true purpose, not in the factory, but on the road. Stage 7, driving experience, where manufacturing meets reality. The way the Semi is built directly affects how it drives. With electric motors delivering instant torque, the truck responds immediately. No gear shifts, no lag. Even when hauling up to 40,000 pounds, about 18,000 kilograms, acceleration remains smooth and controlled. Energy efficiency is another critical metric. Real-world estimates place consumption at around 1.7 to 1.8 kilowatt-hours per mile, significantly lower operating cost compared to diesel trucks on a per-mile basis. Regenerative braking not only recovers energy but reduces wear on mechanical brakes, extending maintenance intervals. Combined with fewer moving parts overall, this leads to higher uptime, a crucial factor for fleet operators. The cabin itself is quieter, reducing driver fatigue over long hauls. The central seating position, paired with up to 10 exterior cameras, improves visibility and minimizes blind spots, one of the leading causes of trucking accidents. And perhaps most importantly, the system simplifies operation. No gear shifting, no engine braking management. That reduces training time and lowers the risk of human error. What you've just seen is not a traditional factory flow. It's a system built around speed, flexibility, and scale. By combining 3D logistics, modular assembly, and integrated battery architecture, Tesla has created something fundamentally different.